Ireland, it's interesting that the problems are really around Ireland and the border. And I'm curious what your view is. Is there any chance in the medium or longer term that Ireland, Northern Ireland would merge with Ireland and that issue would go away? So I'd like your view on that. And the second is Scotland. If Brexit goes ahead, what is your thinking on the probability that Scotland would stay in the UK?
How united will the kingdom be any longer?
No, I think that's, I mean, again, I think that's part of it. Personally, I think if there is a no-deal crash out, that makes a united Ireland that much more likely. And what's happening in Ireland is it's a tiny bit like the Israel-Palestine demographics. Is in Northern Ireland, the Catholics are breeding more. And so you already have the Protestants are the ones who want to stay in, apologies for the oversimplification, they're the unionists who want to stay in Britain. There are two things are happening. One, there are ever more Catholics who are more inclined to unite with the rest of Ireland. Secondly, the younger Protestants have two sort of feelings. One, they really, in the same way as you find young conservatives here being very cross about the way that their parents talk about gays or whatever. There are a lot of young Protestants who just think that the vision of their parents walking around in bowler hats singing songs about slaughtering Catholics is a bad thing. So they're embarrassed about that. And secondly, also, they think that economically the thing lies in United Ireland. So I think the chance of United Ireland will probably go up. I think in terms of, although there will still be that, there will be a group of people who really, really dislike that. I think the other one, in terms of Scotland, you will end up with Scotland probably voting for Remain as well, so that will be tendentious. And so I think there is a risk on that, and we probably should have mentioned it.
I think that's very likely. I think if there's a hard Brexit, I would predict that in 10 years the Union will no longer include, there'll be a united Ireland and Scotland will be independent. And one quick point, that's an area which I think is massively underplayed in the UK of tension with the US. One of the most striking things I think that happened was when Nancy Pelosi went to London and said, if you want to have a free trade deal with the United States, you better not mess with the Good Friday Agreement. And the view that the Good Friday Agreement rightly is seen in this country as being incredibly important, and the sort of, insouciance with which some Tories are now willing to sort of play with peace in Ireland, I think is really extraordinary. So I would expect a united Ireland would become much faster.